blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities.
Hello everybody, it's your boy NoukonNeko, your perfect virtual feline friend, purveyor of good vibes. So today we are here to play Genshin Impact and continue on, exploring the 4.2 content, right, that Genshin just released like a couple days ago. And I will finally be focusing on the Archon story, which I'm really, really excited about, because that's where all the fun is going to be at, right? So let's go ahead and head there. So where do I have to go? I think I need to go back to the prison, right? Yeah, it's right here. Back down to the prisons. Let's see. Maybe I should talk about what happened in the last story since it's been a while, right? Last story we were exploring the prison to see if we could find Child. And it turns out that Child somehow escaped the prison, and we found another secret that's lying down in the prison, that they're locking or sealing the primordial water down here. And that Nivelete is actually the dragon of Fontaine, right? He's the one who helped seal the water, reseal it when it kind of was overflowing and breaking out. And I guess the other thing is that Farina isn't who she appears to be. I mean, I still think she's the Archon, but she might not be as powerful as the Archon. For some reason, the Gnosis, which is like the symbol of a Archon's power, is nowhere to be found. At least not on her. So yeah, lots of mysteries going on right now, and I guess that's where we're at in the story. We're trying to figure out what's going on, what we're gonna do with the water, and learn more about Farina, because I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they just released her, right? And she's gonna have a character story after the main story, so yeah, there's lots of story to kind of cover. And let's see, so where are we? We need to go here. It's been a while since I last been down here. I haven't had the need to go down here at all. Wait, how do I get up there? Let's go down. You know, if I follow this line, they'll probably tell me where I need to go. There's no other waypoint I could take instead, right? I just took a random waypoint, but technically maybe it's this one? Yeah, this feels a bit more right here. And if I remember right, is this my room? Am I in the dorm? I'm going back to my room apparently, in the dormitories. Interesting starting point. I guess, yeah, we were down here last when we stopped and kind of left off.
Now for a little rest after breakfast. This is the life.
Yeah, life down here isn't too bad, right?
Wait a sec. Isn't something important supposed to happen today? Oh, today's our big day! We're supposed to leave the Fortress of Mirapede! Come on, we've got to go complete the release procedures now!
Came back down here just to get released back to the surface, apparently. Does that mean we're just saying goodbye to everybody? Why don't people remember why we were down here in the first place? We were accused of stealing the Archon's cake. Of eating the Archon's cake. Guess it's the same thing. You stole the cake to eat it, right? even though we were technically offered the cake and framed. It was such a crazy move from Nivoletti to do this. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to get out here. Like, I actually don't know how to go back out to the surface. Oh, I didn't know the receptionist was just down here. I thought... Pretty sure there's also one upstairs. I didn't think there was one right here. Wangling? Am I pronouncing her name right? These names are kind of hard.
Please, sign here. This document will be effective immediately upon signing, and you two may exit the Fortress of Meripede via the regular channels.
It's been so long since we've been to the surface. Let's hurry up and... Huh?
What's happening?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, thanks. But I wonder what that tremor was just now.
Let's go ask the Duke.
A new life's beginning. Just permission to go back to the surface, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, the water isn't completely sealed. It's just temporarily sealed. So it would probably keep on causing problems. As long as nothing is done so far.
Your Grace?
Ah, good to see you two. Is there something you wish to see me about?
Yeah, what was with that earthquake just now?
Ah, that. The tremor didn't originate from the seafloor. In fact, it seems it came from the surface.
Oh,
Over the years of serving as the warden here, I have developed a sense for distinguishing between what occurs on the surface and what occurs underwater. Besides, the seal that Monsieur Neuvillette set in place won't fail so easily.
hope
So
not.
the fortress is okay?
If you recall our last incident, if there really were a problem, there would be crowds of inmates in a panic right now.
Huh, you've got a point. Okay, seems we need to get back up to the surface and ask about what happened. By the way, do you know what day it is today?
I believe today is this month's pipe cleaning day.
It is?
Seriously?
Actually, today is the day we say goodbye to the fortress.
Ah, yes. Have you completed your release papers?
Yep. It's you two. Are you leaving now? That's right! Today is our last day in prison! But now that Paimon says that, it doesn't feel like we were confined here. It's actually been pretty nice!
Yeah, a lot of people have helped us out.
Oh yeah, Paimon feels fond of this place now! Then be sure to come back and visit. I'll miss you.
If you've signed the release papers, then you're free to go. The guards will escort you out.
You're not going to see us off?
I knew you'd ask. All right, sure. Let's go.
Well, you actually agreed. No worries, you must be busy. Paimon was just joking.
Ah, so you do have a polite side, I see.
After being down here for so long, I imagine you must feel like you're lacking companionship. Shall I come along too?
No, that's alright. It's not like we'll never visit again.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll come back to see you. Paimon really likes the cafeteria here. The chefs sure do know how to make good grub.
I hope you won't be here as convicts the next time I see you.
We'll do our best to stay out of trouble. Well, it seems our work in the Fortress of Meripede is finished. That's the end of another chapter in our journey. And since Neuvillette was the one who asked us to come here, we should probably go report to him now. Next up, the Palais Mermonia. You're going to see Monsieur Neuvillette? Please pass on our kind regards.
I'm sure just your regards will do, no?
I believe it would be the polite thing to do.
You're right. I've heard the Palais has been terribly busy these days. Tell him that I hope he hasn't been overwhelmed by the recent string of troubles.
Right now, I'm trying to think of what above ground could have caused that earthquake, but nothing comes to mind. It's not like there's a war going on top, is there? That's not what was advertised in like the trailer of the 4.2 release of the game. So, kind of doubt that. Yeah, I can go back up now, right? But yeah, it's probably just better for me to teleport over here where I need to go. That was weird. I felt like I went down, but it went back up. Oh, it did went back up. Guess it depends on how you switch the map. Ignoring side quest for now.
The Palais Mermonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Halt! Huh? Oh, it's you two. Apologies. Monsieur Neuvillette did say you'd be welcome at any time.
Excuse me, would you mind helping me take a look at this report?
I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got my hands full here. You can see yourselves in.
Everyone's so busy. Seems a lot has been happening.
Yeah, I feel like if there's a earthquake or something that happened above, like there would be a lot of people above that would know what's going on, right?
Hello. You've come at the right time, but you'll have to wait for just a moment, as there are some urgent matters I must tend to first. In the meantime, please, have a seat. If you'd like to have something to drink, let the Melusine outside know.
That's all right. We just ate.
Very well, then.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to finish his work.
He's just doing some paperwork.
All right. I should wrap things up for now.
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. Today should be the day you were released from the Fortress of Meripede, and it appears that you've managed to complete all the release paperwork.
That's right, and we came here to see you right away.
Oh, I guess we haven't really connected until now.
Well,
Do you have any idea what that might be?
judging from your description, that cannot have occurred in any ordinary waters, but rather something like the primordial sea. A whale of that size and shape cannot usually be found in the waters of Tevat. Therefore, we can only assume that Child is presently immersed in primordial seawater.
Immersed in primordial seawater? But how? Is he okay?
He's not from Fontaine, so he won't dissolve.
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering in the first place. I'm not completely sure how he could have gotten there myself.
There's something we'd like to ask you about.
Yes? What is it?
What was the tremor we felt earlier?
Ah, right! Paimon felt it too! We asked the Duke and he said it wasn't from underwater, so we figured you might know something about it.
It turns out that I have just received a report about this particular matter. In fact, that's exactly what I was busy with a moment ago. The source of the tremor was here on the surface near Poisson. After the shaking stopped, the water levels in the Poisson area rose at an alarming rate.
Oh.
The water levels rose? Oh no! What about all the people there?
Fortunately, the water levels only rose for a short period of time and have already returned to normal now. However, I still have a bad feeling about the whole phenomenon. If the change in water levels is connected with the leaking primordial seawater, then the situation in Poisson may be much worse than it appears.
Navia should be in Poisson, right? We need to go check on her!
I mean, just because he sealed the water in the prison doesn't mean it can leak somewhere else, right? And that might be the case. If that's the case, primordial water might already kind of be mixing in with the normal water. Yeah, yes, Spino di Rosa's headquarters is there.
I would also like to go there as soon as possible, but I'm afraid I can't leave just yet. We must immediately formulate disaster prevention plans for the surrounding coastal areas to avoid potential catastrophes. I'll have to ask you two to go to Poisson first. I'll meet you there to check on the situation once I finish things here.
Sounds like a plan.
There's no time to lose! Let's get going!
Please be careful.
Poisson. And I've been seeing so much theory videos about what's going on right here in Fontaine. There's like a huge theory where like everybody in Fontaine aren't really real. They're all just copies of who they were, or who the people were. Just like the summer event that we had.
Oh no! What happened here?
All the buildings seems to be in rough shape now. There's nobody around. Were they all dissolved? No. Let's just not assume the worst yet.
Navia should be around here, right? We need to make sure she's still... Paimon means we need to check on her.
Yeah, and the same theory kind of talks about how the Archon right now might be just part of the original Archon. That the Archon was originally like an oceanid that just split apart to like several parts. Maybe one could be the judging mechanic device in the courthouse, or what it was called. Another could be just, you know, just one without power, but like kind of the figurehead, which is the Farina we know now. And there could also be a third one that, you know, went to go help Samiro 500 years ago. Yeah, it's a crazy theory, but it'd be interesting to see how much is actually true. But if the theory is true, then the reason why Farina might be guilty is because all the people could have drowned and died already, and she's just creating a copy of people and being the person who created a lot of like fake people or a copy of people kind of is a crime in some situation. So the whole trailer where like there's gonna be a huge court case against Farina. The biggest question is whether what's gonna be the still where I'm looking for. It's when you try to file a case against somebody. There's a word for this, but it's either that they're gonna accuse her of being accused. Either they're gonna accuse her of being a fraud. Either she's gonna be a fake, or for, you know, not kind of helping people fast enough with the whole rising water situation with people dissolving. And yeah, there's a lot of things they probably can accuse her of, but I really don't know which it will be. But I kind of assume that there will be some kind of disaster that will happen soon, and she will be the center of all. Up? Above? Wasn't that where I started originally? Here, let me go back up here. Okay, somehow I went down and went over there. I mean, I guess I thought I had to go all the way down there. I guess it just didn't look right.
Well, saw all the way here. Oh, this is getting scary.
What will I ever do now?
Look, there's someone on the roof over there.
Just stay put. We're coming up. Watch your balance.
All right, just hurry.
Did the water rise and he just climb all the way up there and somehow sprain his leg?
I'm not young anymore. How will I survive on my own? My Desiree!
Oh, he looks pretty sad.
My leg! My leg!
Why was so many people injured?
How could this have happened? It hurts!
Just hang in there. Help is on the way. You can hold my hand if it makes you feel better.
We went from seeing nobody to seeing a lot of people injured. Oh, I see a Hydroculus over there.
Oh, it's Navia. She's over there. Hey, Navia, are you okay?
He seems fine, but she's probably sad that a lot of people got injured.
You're here.
We heard there was a situation in Poisson, so we came as quickly as we could.
Yes. As you can see, the water level suddenly rose. It caused quite the disturbance, in fact.
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here. We've already transported him to safety, but we've run out of medical supplies.
He's wounded? How badly?
He fell, so it's probably a broken leg. He's pretty shaken up. When the water level rose, he desperately climbed up to the roof. Once the water receded and he saw the ground, he became terrified and eventually...
Actually, what?
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1 and tell him to take the wounded resident to see a doctor. He should know where to go.
So it was... He was trying to end his life? I mean, I guess if you lost a lot of people that you care about, then... Yeah, maybe.
Understood. I'll take over his search and rescue mission in the meantime.
It's either that, or maybe he was trying to get down and he couldn't get down properly.
All right. You'll be in charge. I'm sorry. Where were we?
The situation in Poisson?
Ah, right. Allow me to explain. A little earlier, we suddenly heard a loud noise. At first, everyone thought that something might have exploded in the waterways. But before we knew it, water started pouring out from everywhere. The rushing water seemed a little odd, almost like the unique color of primordial seawater. Some people didn't realize the danger and thought it was just ordinary water leaking from somewhere. Everyone on the street who happened to be close to the water didn't have a chance to escape. As the water levels rose, they suddenly disappeared.
Oh, the text is a little bit different there.
Dissolved.
Oh no, I'm just reading the end too early. Sounds like a lot of people did disappear.
Those who realized what was happening started to flee in a panic, desperately trying to get to higher ground. Many were injured in the stampede, and some people fell from significant heights.
Yeah, that's what happens during like crowd panic, right? I mean, those bridges. Imagine people are trying to cross it and just pushing people off when they're just trying to get to safety.
The Spina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible, but there have been a lot of casualties. Fortunately, the water began to recede after some time, and the chaos came to an end. The water that flooded the area contained primordial seawater, so the lower levels of Poisson are still hazardous. To ensure everyone's safety, I've asked the people there to leave as soon as possible. No one knows if this could happen again. All we can do for now is try our best to help evacuate the residents. We still haven't completed the head count, but we'll have some numbers soon.
How awful. And all of this just came out of nowhere.
It's almost like a natural disaster, right?
It was quite frightening indeed. I only wish that everything that just happened was a bad dream.
Is there any way we can help, Navia?
Yeah, we're here to help.
Thank you for being so willing to help in a moment of crisis like this. You don't know how much it means to me. I really can't express how grateful I am.
Wait, we're missing some people, aren't we? Wait, is her butlers okay?
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
By the way, where are Melissa and Silver? Oh no.
Demoiselle! We've got a situation here!
I'll be right there. Sorry, I need to go for now.
She's probably in shock.
Seems it might be a while before she can take a break.
Yeah.
Okay, the wounded are being tended to, and we finished a preliminary head count. More support has just arrived, so I suppose I finally have a moment to focus on my own matters. Of course, we should remain ready for anything, and continue doing our best to rescue others. I'll be sure to have everyone at the Spina di Rosula ready to render assistance. Traveler, Paimon, would you two accompany me to my father's grave for a moment?
Huh? Right now?
I understand.
Thank you.
Yeah, she just needs some kind of like a private time. It's kind of hard to be a leader because you can't really ever be seen as weak, right? So she just wants to get out of the public eye. You know, I always wondered, like, if the disaster will actually really happen in Fontaine and Marina will be the only one here. And if that's the case, then what happens to all the NPCs? Does all the NPC quests just disappear if that was the case? I kind of feel like the NPCs will still somehow be here.
Not a lot of people here, huh?
Well, given the time of day and the whole situation in Poisson, Paimon doesn't think there'd be a ton of people here visiting graves.
Right. That's how things are now. The living are so exhausted that they've no strength to spare any words for the dead.
Navia?
There's no need to push yourself so hard.
Navia, what's wrong?
Sorry. I just... Malus and Silver. They won't ever come back here again. What should I do, Papa?
Huh? What happened to them?
Man, that's so rough. I wasn't really prepared for this. I wasn't expecting this. Navia. Sorry for your loss.
Everyone agreed on the rescue plan, but still, I was the one who initiated it. They were helping evacuate the residents, but they couldn't leave in time. And they were caught in the seawater.
So she felt like it was her fault that they disappeared. That's rough. I mean, there's not much you can really do.
What should we do?
I've known them for so long. And I know they weren't afraid. But I could at least hold a funeral for my father. And I know where he rests. But as for Malus and Silver, they're just gone. I just can't.
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect that you'd enjoy a glass of red wine in front of Master Callus's grave.
I can understand. Besides, the scenery here isn't half bad.
See, it's not just me. I always want to bring something when I visit Papa. Perhaps we might even have a picnic. He wouldn't be angry, would he?
How could Master ever be upset with you, demoiselle? Yet the cemetery is the home of those who have passed, is it not? Everyone ends up here sooner or later, no matter who you are.
Buying yourself a plot in advance, are you?
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Callus, demoiselle.
Hey, stop joking around.
I'm quite serious. That way, it'll save us both the trip to see each other whenever you visit your father's grave.
That makes sense. In that case, could I be buried on his other side?
For all besides you, demoiselle. The two of us could certainly be considered Master's closest companions, no?
Personally, I believe we fill those shoes just fine.
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously. All right. I'll remember your requests. But I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean by saving me a trip? I'd make the journey even if I had to visit you two somewhere else.
I'd promised to let them rest in peace here. But here I am breaking that promise. I'm sorry for letting you see me in a mess like this. I don't usually cry, really.
I mean, it's really hard not to be in a situation where you couldn't cry after all of that.
Paimon doesn't know how to help you feel better. But, well, she understands how you feel.
I had always thought I could make my wishes come true. But now that I think about it, that never solely relied on me. Many things can only be accomplished with someone else's help. Malus and Silver have helped me so much. But by contrast, I could do nothing for them. I'm so sorry.
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia. We'll stay with you.
Yeah, we're here for you.
Thank you. Right now, you don't know how much that means. By the way, you can have a look at this. It's a list of victims from the incident that took place here.
Obena, Khan, Burnett, Giverny, Francine, Karina, Daisy Ray, Joinville, Jolienne, Esson, as well as Malus and Silver.
I actually don't know a lot of them, but yeah, I do know the last two for sure.
So, everyone else is safe. But still...
It's okay. I know what you're thinking. And you're right. We lost Malus and Silver. But we were able to save more than we anticipated. The overall outcome indicates that the cost was worth it.
No one's sacrifice is truly necessary.
Right! Don't think that way, Navia. One person might be saved at the expense of another, sure, but that isn't something we should ever consider a trade. Malus and Silver were not the price for saving anyone. They're heroes.
You're right. Thank you, Paimon. What you said just now was pretty amazing, actually. I'll remember your words.
Oh, really?
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we last met.
Knave? I wasn't expecting her to suddenly appear.
The knave? What are you doing here?
Is everything going well on your side?
Yes, my people are carrying out the mission according to your request. All the residents of Poisson have been evacuated, and we're preparing to relocate them to higher ground. As for these supplies, we have everything taken care of. There is no need to worry.
Thank you very much.
Wait, do you two know each other?
We just met recently. Right, Miss Navia?
Usually, I would call this a coincidental encounter, but that doesn't quite fit this time. Besides, it never even crossed my mind that a Fatui Harbinger would come looking for me. Thanks to the Knave, Spina di Rosula received generous support from the Fatui, which allowed us to complete the rescue and evacuation work so quickly.
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive developments. We were already in the area, in any case, so it was nothing. That said, I must say that you're a lot sharper than you let on. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
I apologize for all the ways in which I tested you previously. We've never worked with a Fatui before, and it's extremely important for us to know who we're working with. My subordinates have reported that Fatui soldiers have been observing water levels and taking head counts in various locations. I hear that they've also prepared a large amount of emergency supplies. I'm quite surprised.
This is nothing to brag about, nor do I intend to. It is simply the way of powerful organizations to act forcefully, whether they are doing good or ill. You've witnessed that firsthand, in any case.
Can't tell whether she is actually genuinely just trying to help. It feels a little bit coincidental for her to be here when a disaster kind of struck. I mean, if I was the Fatui, it's very easy to cause the disaster yourself, right? Throw in a bunch of more water somehow, kind of raise it up, cause a disaster, and pretend to be the heroes that saved the day, right? Just to kind of gain some trust with the people there. Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. But the Knave is trying to, at least she says her main goal is to help the people from the rising water. The question is whether she's doing this as like a demonstration, as a warning, so that other people won't suffer through the same fate, right? Just a kind of almost like a like a little alarm or a little demo or preview of what's to come, and they might have done this to kind of sacrifice a few to kind of save the many. But would they go that far? I mean, we know there is a disaster coming, but it's just a little bit coincidental that they would be here to help that quickly.
As I've told this traveler before, I know of the prophecy, and I intend to prevent the impending disaster. Lending your organization a hand was a natural first step in accomplishing that. As such, do not be troubled by this token of our sincerity. Perhaps one day, you'll also be able to help me in the same way.
Without your help, there would have been many more casualties. I won't forget your kindness.
Furthermore, I sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver. I only wish that my people could have arrived a little earlier to prevent this from happening.
Don't say that. You and your subordinates did everything you could. As Paimon said, Malus and Silver didn't choose to sacrifice themselves for any specific person. And they weren't the price paid for others' salvation. They chose to become heroes themselves. I've never liked hearing people put it that way. It's like trying to relieve pain by saying some noble-sounding words. But right now, there's nothing more suitable. They really did become heroes.
You're right. I'm sorry for your loss, Miss Navia. Water is life to Fontaine's people, and it also spells disaster. It's no wonder that people always say that prophecies represent fate. Fortunately, I've never been one for such opinions.
So, you're one who will try to change fate, then?
Of course. That is why I'm going to Hotel Bouffe de Thé. I still have some things to take care of, and the children need my attention. By the way, Traveler, Paimon, one more thing.
Alright, then we'll just... Huh? This isn't right. Paimon thought you would ask us to walk with you for a moment so you could tell us something in private.
That is a clever and useful conversation technique, which I do like to use when necessary. But there's no need today. It would not hurt to have Miss Navia listening in. Traveler, I'm sure you remember that I said we could work together when we had the chance. You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea. Previously, it was the Fortress of Meripede's sluice gate, and this time it was the water levels in Poisson. These are both signals.
The time for the Jolly Cooperation has come.
Indeed. Allow me to share the latest intel I've received from the House of the Hearth's intelligence network with you. During some recent investigations, a child claimed to have discovered some ruins near Poisson. The ruins date back to ancient times, and seem to be worth investigating in many ways. Judging by the dating of the ruins, they may be related to the prophecy and the coming crisis. The situation is becoming more urgent, so any pertinent information will prove extremely precious. My people initially came to prepare for ruin exploration. Unexpectedly, this disaster struck, and at present, we're all busy prioritizing the rescue effort.
So that's why the Fatui were already in Poisson.
I wanted to take the children along, but unfortunately, Linny, Lynette, and Fremine have all been dispatched to higher ground to assist affected residents. Linny told me that outside of the house, the person they trust most is you. Which is why I want to give you this task.
Are you sure this will be okay?
The House of the Hearth's members see each other as family, but Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you as such, even though you are not from the house. I'm sure you already understand how earnest they consider their friendship with you to be.
Oh, that somehow makes Paimon feel kinda happy.
The intel I just shared about the ruins could fetch a high price. But since the children consider you family, it's only natural that I freely share it with you.
Got it! So all we gotta do is go to some ruins, right? We can handle that.
Excuse me, but may I tag along?
You wish to join, Miss Navia?
But are you sure you're up to exploring some ruins? You need to rest.
Well, I'm sad, yes. But I can't just go back and plop myself into a chair by the roadside and do nothing. There's no point in being depressed while we still have a disaster on our hands. As my father's successor, I must live up to the hopes he had in me. Besides, I'm also doing this for myself. I need something, a distraction, to keep my mind off Malus and Silver.
Navia is strong, but she needs company right now. We can beat that company if she goes to explore the ruins with us.
Since you put it that way, I have no objections. What do you say, traveler?
We'll go to the ruins together.
All right. The ruins are to the south of Poisson. Here's the map.
Okay, the three of us will handle it. Come on, let's pack up and get going.
Yeah, I kind of thought somehow Farina was going to end up traveling with me for a bit, but get Navia instead. Good luck with the quest. Thanks. I mean, do you really need luck for the quest? Shouldn't be too bad, right? Usually, overworld stuff should be kind of easy for anybody to do it. There's more pain coming up. It's already painful already. And you're telling me it might get worse. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to steel myself. Not that this is kind of really hard to kind of prepare for. Can't really prepare for it really. You could just only jump deep into it. And hopefully come out okay. But I am really enjoying the story so far. Definitely like Fontaine has some of the best stories in Genshin overall that I've seen compared to other regions.
So, are these the ruins the knave was talking about? Whoa, talk about old.
They seem to be pretty ancient, all right.
Let's go in and have a look.
Just be careful.
Face of Secrets. Our level 90? Oh, it's probably because of my world level, right? Oh, I didn't realize I had this party with me the whole time. This is usually my exploration team right here, but since we're in the ruin, might as well try this team. Now we're gonna have Navia to try out as well. She's not actually available for us to get yet, so it'll be interesting if we do.
Take flight.
It looks like she's just here in not actually in the party to use, but just as an NPC. I can't help but feel like there might be something over here, but wait, I don't think I can actually go over there. Really, Charles? Gotta take a picture.
My apologies.
Kind of overkill, I guess. Oh, really? I was tapping the button to use my glider too. What is with that? Hold up. I have this back for.
I see everything.
Yoo-hoo! Our bond is strong.
It's crazy how such a short kind of fall right here is enough to kill my character from full health. It was kind of funny too because I was like above that area. I was like, huh, this is a weird place that I can't move properly. It definitely is gonna break. And it totally broke when I went back up.
This place has also been contaminated by primordial seawater.
Yeah. And a lot of it, too. A Fontanian would most likely dissolve the moment they fell in.
Should get back to Safety. Safety. I was like, what am I saying from my mouth? What does that even mean? But yeah, you should go back to safety, Navia.
Right! You can't go down if there's primordial seawater. It's too dangerous, and it won't be any help for you to just stay here. Don't get by my wrong. We're not saying you're useless. It's just that...
No, you're right. I can't do anything in this situation. I'll leave this to you.
From the look of things here, maybe there's no way back?
That complicates things. Maybe the only way left is forward.
Yeah, because we did fall down.
In that case, do you want to wait for us here?
The water levels here are unstable, and there's a chance the water will rise. So staying here wouldn't be safe either.
That's true.
I'll come together with you. Perhaps we'll find the exit just up ahead.
Seems like there isn't any other option.
All right. Come with us for now then, but please be careful.
I'm having a bad feeling about this. We're not gonna lose Navi, are we? Is she not gonna be a playable character?
Let's try climbing over from the side.
Yeah, it could be like Senora. I had like a friend who was excited to eventually be able to get Senora, thinking that she's gonna be eventually playable one day. But then she died. And when that happened, he quit the game. I hope that wasn't how some people are with Navia. Assuming that that tragedy would happen to Navia, but they wouldn't do that, would they? So far, they haven't really released a character that wasn't able to interact with the main character in the story somehow. No! What's going on? Why did I slip in the crack? Oh, it's weirdly, I still kept my burst. Yeah, usually you would lose your burst right there.
There's something wrong with this bridge!
Grab her hand, grab her hand. How are we gonna get back up?
Demoiselle?
Huh?
Huh?
Demoiselle, what are you doing here by yourself? Would you be standing here till dark if I hadn't come to get you?
Maybe she just wants some time to herself, Maloose.
Hmm? Oh, was I sleeping?
Yes, it would appear so.
I must be tired.
That's quite possible. However, you were the one that suggested we go out for a walk.
Oh, right. I nearly forgot. It must have slipped my mind when I dozed off. I haven't had a nap today yet. Have I? This is a familiar feeling, yet something's a little strange.
Is something the matter, Demoiselle?
Oh, no. No, I'm fine. I was just trying to recall why we came out for a walk.
Do you remember Mr. Giverny? He'd requested our help before with foreign merchants who had a debt dispute with him, and we'd resolved the matter not long ago.
We were headed to see how things were going with him at the moment.
Ah, right. Yes. I remember now.
Oh, Miss Navia. Ah, Mr. Maloose. And Mr. Silver, too. It's good to see all of you.
I'm suddenly remember that these are names of all the people that disappeared. I mean, they did say that when you dissolve, it's not like you just literally just die. You're just kind of returning back into the oceanid, kind of fusioning back. And maybe it's almost like the Matrix, you're just going back into another world. Kind of almost like an afterlife. But it's really just your thoughts, your individuality kind of merging together.
How have you been?
I've been great. Thanks to your help, those bothersome merchants finally realized that I wasn't the one they were looking for. Why, I wasn't even the guarantor for that person. They were knocking at my door day and night. Even my neighbor, Obina, was getting fed up with them.
Sometimes force is required to calm someone down and get them to listen to what you have to say.
That's right. Oh, by the way, Burnett, what was it that you wanted to give to Miss Navia again?
Oh, yes. One moment, I have it right here. Miss Navia, these are some flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. They're a very good variety, and they'll become very big and beautiful once they bloom. I don't know what we would have done without your help, so this is a little token of our appreciation. I hope you won't refuse.
I am kind of hoping that maybe people with visions like Navia are exempted from getting dissolved somehow. Like they have some kind of protection, but maybe she could still connect with people in the water when she touches it. That I could hope for the best.
Ah, did you cultivate them yourself? Thank you so much. I'll certainly take them. Maloose, we do still have some empty flower pots at home, right?
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants for some of Mrs. Burnett's flowers.
Very well.
Wait. Something seems to be off here. Excuse me, madam. If I'm not mistaken, your name is Burnett, correct?
That's right. Is something wrong?
No, it's nothing. This is the first time we've ever met, but your name seemed familiar to me. I must have heard it when I was discussing things with your husband previously. I've heard this name before. Sometime recently, I'm sure of it. And why are there so few people around here?
Where did everyone go?
We must mind the time, demoiselle. We still have important things to attend to today.
Huh? We do? Like what?
Well, now, did you forget?
Miss Navia, here you are. I've been looking for you. Please, come to the Opera House. Your trial is about to begin.
Trial?
My trial? Wait, why would I need to go to the Opera House?
Yes, she's right, demoiselle. It's just about time now, so we should get going.
Oh? All right then.
Yeah, I should go there? Guess it's just gonna skip cutscene.
Navia, she's here.
Because I already doubt they would just let me control her and walk around the world.
And her two attendants are with her. Goodness, everyone's finally here.
There sure are a lot of people here to see the trial. And they all seem to be oddly excited about something. I even know some of these people. Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen. Why are so many people here? And why do I have no recollection of this case? And as for the judge... huh? Where's Monsieur Neuvillette?
Please sit in the defendant's seat. Don't worry, Silver and I shall accompany you.
All right. But are you sure you can stand behind me?
Typically, it wouldn't be allowed, but today is an exception.
You being judged?
What place do they think this is?
Come on, do they have any idea what they're doing?
Seriously.
Enough with the whispering! Could someone please tell me where Monsieur Neuvillette is? And why I'm standing trial?
My dear Miss Navia, have you not yet realized what you've done? In that case, allow me to explain. As all here know, you are Master Callus's successor, the head of the Spina di Rosula, someone held in high regard by every soul in Poisson. After you took over the Spina, you treated all of us just like the late Master Callus had. If anyone in need reached out to you for help, you responded. Not only you, but your butler, your subordinates, nearly everyone in the Spina di Rosula fought for the well-being of those in Poisson.
Wait a moment. Aren't you just proving that I'm a good person?
Yes, correct. Absolutely right. And that is why you stand accused. You have helped so many people get through so many difficulties. You are one with us. We are inseparable. We are one big family, all of us who are from Poisson, inextricably linked. And with you being so important, we couldn't possibly do without you. Therefore, this fair and honorable court shall declare you guilty, and you shall stay here. You will be together with us forever.
I kind of feel like that's not how that works.
Huh? What are you saying? Everything you have said is correct. I have indeed done a lot for my hometown, and I would be willing to be with you all, but what is the purpose of having me stand here like this? What is there to discuss?
Ah, well, if that's what you think, then I have no further comments.
How wonderful, Miss Navia!
I know all these people. Why are they laughing?
I seem to remember now. Yes, I get it. This trial is...
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
Melus?
What was that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her now. She's guilty!
Stay here, Navia! You're one of us!
Demoiselle, don't admit guilt. This trial means to keep you here forever.
Wait, is this what always happens when people touch the primordial water? They're just getting judged, and if they are, kind of guilty, they dissolve? So if they win, are they okay? Is that how this all works?
I wish to exercise my right to defend Our Lady. Mr. Joinville, you only know of Navia's goodness, but nothing of her utterly independent mind.
She was born a free and independent spirit. She has never been tied down by anything. Indeed, even the death of Master Callus couldn't stop her.
Her actions cannot serve as proof that she identifies herself as part of any group. She merely acted as an individual, extending her hand to help others. Please do not mistake her actions as being otherwise.
Really? As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontanians here. This is the nation of justice, the nation of Hydro. Even if Miss Navia only voluntarily rendered her assistance, that doesn't change the fact that her beautiful soul must return to everyone. Water accepts all, blends with all. It will surely accept her kindness. Everything is measured here in the nation of Hydro, and in the end, everyone shall meld together. Thus, when a unanimous opinion emerges, that opinion represents justice. Now I speak for everyone. Our opinion is consistent. Navia should stay. We and Navia are one.
And you would call this justice? Preposterous. You are merely jealous that Demoiselle still has a chance to exist as an individual. Have you forgotten how much you all once longed to become individuals, to become independent?
Do you mean to defy our justice?
If your justice is flawed, then why should we acknowledge it?
As you said, we can also have our own justice. Silver and I shall defend Demoiselle.
This is like an episode of Evangelion, kind of. Like the very, this might be spoilers, but at the very end of the series, people were all kind of merging as one, kind of like how this water is dissolving everybody and combining them all together. But it's a fight to kind of, keep your individuality. At least what Shinji had to do. I actually don't even know how he was able to do it. He just did. He just didn't feel like he belonged with everybody, I guess, and that's what kept him away from everybody. He was also just kind of a coward. He was just scared. So looks like there is a chance that she might actually overcome this if she overcomes the trial.
And that is how we will enforce justice.
Ugh, my head... it hurts.
Demoiselle.
Silver, it hurts. My head is spinning. All I can see is stars swirling in front of me. I remember now. Everything that seemed odd from the very beginning. Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier. Even Malus and Silver. I don't want to admit it, but they're all dead.
Don't be afraid, and don't admit guilt. We will protect you to the very end.
Absurd! Who are you to say that she cannot be judged? We are the majority, and in the nation of trials, the majority is absolute justice. We are the will of all.
Don't let them escape! We shall keep Navia here with us!
Mr. Malus and Mr. Silver, must you be so stubborn?
We're all like ghosts right now.
How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just. Navia belongs to us.
It's all Oceanid.
She should not be left alone in Poisson.
What are you saying?
No more excuses!
He says we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly be an independent individual?
What's with these people?
Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us!
Miss Navia, she...
Silence!
Got the real one?
Monsieur Neuvillette!
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The accusations you just presented are nonsense and cannot constitute a proper trial. The court will adjourn for the rest of the day. In this, I shall hear no objections from any unauthorized party.
Our thanks, Monsieur Neuvillette.
Please leave with me, Miss Navia, while there is still time.
But...
Go on now, demoiselle. This is your only chance to leave this place. What, can't bear to leave us behind or something?
Malus.
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized that this shall be our last goodbye.
Malus... Silver...
Quickly, you must come now!
Goodbye, demoiselle.
Farewell.
No, wait! Just a second!
Navia?
You're awake. Good.
Oh, wow, he is here.
I must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still alive, and they were defending me at some insane trial.
It looks like you're all right.
Did all the sad feelings cause you to have a nightmare? Paimon could give you a hug.
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. When I arrived, I found you falling toward the water. You were just about to be dissolved within, but I...
What is it?
I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even a fraction of a second, but they gave me the chance to retrieve you. Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able to rescue you before your consciousness dissipated.
Wait, did you say Oceanids? You mean like what happened with Vache?
So, people that are dissolved become Oceanids?
Perhaps those 2 Oceanids were the people you saw in your dream.
I always told them that they didn't have to protect me. To think that they'd keep doing so even after death.
Please come with me.
Neuvillette, are you okay?
Yeah, maybe that's the reason why the Oceanids left Fontaine. They probably were not happy with the decision of the previous Hydro Archon just turned everybody, all these Oceanists to like fake people.
Oh, I am quite all right. Perhaps there's something we could chat about?
Why do you look so stiff all of a sudden? Oh, Paimon knows. You're the type who feels awkward when there's nothing to talk about, right?
I merely thought that we should give Navia some time to herself.
Huh? Why didn't you just say so then? Don't you think it's even more awkward to call us over like this and then have nothing to talk about?
I suppose so.
By the way, Siegewin sends her regards.
Ah, Siegewin. I hope all is well with her these days. Her work in the Fortress of Meropide has not been too much for her, has it?
No way! Don't worry. She's doing fine down there. She's an amazing head nurse.
I see. Well, that is good. I have always worried that Sigewinne would need a lot of time to understand the world of humanity, just as I have.
Oh, and the Duke also says hi! Even though Sigewinne made him do that. He hopes that you haven't been overwhelmed by all that's happened lately.
Thank you. I have indeed been busy lately, and I also hope that everything is going well in the Fortress of Meripede.
He still doesn't know what to talk about. Let's chat about something else then.
You're the expert here, Paimon. What should we talk about?
So, Neuvillette, you're probably quite the swimmer, huh?
Yes, of course.
This isn't going anywhere. Let's try something else. How did you find these ruins? Did the knave tell you?
True, this was supposed to be a secret, but he probably knows everything that goes around Fontaine, right?
Yes, in fact. I had arranged to meet you in Poisson, but when I arrived, I discovered that the Fatui were helping the residents evacuate. They had even transported a large quantity of supplies to the area. Amid my astonishment, I ran into the knave, and we had a chat. She informed me that she had asked you to investigate the ancient ruins here.
Yeah, we originally planned to meet up with you, but we thought you might still be busy with all those official documents. We didn't think exploring the ruins would take very long, and who would have thought you'd wrap things up so quickly?
I hope Navia can get back on her feet.
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that. I'm feeling much better now. I guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
All right! Another one joins the party! Let's get going then!
Are we gonna have puzzles? Oh, just more enemies.
Hey!
Shower me with grace! Stand with me! Dada Kundala.
I think I'm missing some chests, right? I feel like I might have missed some chests because I didn't really pick up any yet. And I feel like they would have kind of dropped some chests.
Stable path! Watch your step!
God, everything's always just falling apart here. Ooh. You know, I kind of wonder if I just stand there whether it would break. But I didn't want to test that. This too, really? Oh. It must be timed. I was on that one way too long for it not to break. Time to, like, when I get to the next part.
Watch out! There are rocks falling over here!
Pretty much I'm just killing them just by Hyper Bloom. Just does everything. What? This place is so dangerous.
I see everything!
I didn't see the rune golem right there.
Take flight!
Yeah, I'm trying to test on how often these guys apply Hydra application. It doesn't seem they apply as much as Yulan or some of the more consistent ones. They do probably more damage though. Yeah, because if it applied enough hydro application, then it should have enough to create blooms and freeze the enemy as well. But it seems like it's only able to just create the blooms. More enemies? Oh, I guess not.
Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place. There should not be any other hidden spaces in the vicinity.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
There seems to be something on the wall.
Stone slates. It seems like they were put here as an offering. Could we take them down and have a look?
Perhaps we should just leave them be for now.
Is the prophecy? Saw one that looked exactly like Farina.
Locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate that should be in the first empty spot is missing.
The surrounding walls also show signs of damage.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see. Reason dictates that this nation be destroyed. I shall record the history of its future here in its past. Say what?
It feels like someone left these slates and these words here for a purpose. But does he mean that Fontaine should be destroyed?
That would fit the circumstances dictated by the prophecy, yes. Indeed, the slate's contents correspond to it. Take the second slate, for example.
There's a person kneeling here. She seems so dedicated. And there's a whole bunch of other people behind her doing the same. She's facing this... what is this? Some kind of island in the sky?
And is that Lady Farina in the third image? Did the Hydro Archon fall into the water?
And is that a ring of people around her? Paimon doesn't quite get it. Are they all in the water?
The fourth image. I know this one. This exactly matches the content of the prophecy.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne.
Yes, they do seem to match. Huh? What was that?
More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover it, most likely due to us missing the first slate. I am very sorry.
Don't blame yourself, Monsieur Neuvillette. Deciphering ancient stone slates isn't one of your duties.
Ooh, Paimon's getting the chills just looking at these slates. This says that it's the history of the future, right? That means the prophecy's sure to come true.
I really hope it doesn't mean that.
Still, Paimon feels like these images are kind of weird when you look at them together.
Get what you mean, Paimon. The issue is the order of the third and fourth images, right?
That's right! If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the fourth, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before the third, where the Hydro Archon herself falls into the water?
And yet the order is reversed here.
Yeah, the second image is quite concerning. What sin are the people in the images confessing to?
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the third image. That means that the person in the second image might be the previous Hydro Archon.
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her appearance here does match the records. The previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the skies, as if confessing a sin.
Did she herself commit that sin? And if not, why would she be in such a posture? Also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are here at all. Judging from their contents, could this place be the origin of the prophecy? Does that mean that someone, or some people, once saw these slates?
So, usually when we see, like, stuff like this, at least in real life, it's more of history than it is a prophecy. If you were to think about what happened in the past, and given all the theory videos that I've seen so far, could be that they were wishing for the people to get back, right? For people back in. Somehow Farina and the people came back. But, you know, the people that came back were really Oceanids. And that's why when the primordial water touches them, they turn back into Oceanids. Almost like a dispel. And that's how Farina became, you know, on the throne. And maybe because people saw this, they might have thought of it as a prophecy. And kind of misinterpreted it. But yeah, we'll see how it turns out. I do think this is something more of a past than it is a prophecy, though.
But who would have created these slates and left these words here?
And I imagine the first slate, if it was going to be something, then it might be what caused the disaster in the first place, what causes so many people to die.
It seems that any further clues will have to come from Farina.
In that case, there's no time to lose. There's nothing else to be gained here, so let's head back first.
Yeah, we better get somewhere safe for now.
Honestly, who created the slates doesn't matter now. The real question is whether things will truly play out as the prophecy foretells or not. This is probably the chest that matters. Yeah, if this is the past, this could be just how, like, Farina was born. Now that she sits on the throne. And if you think about it, if everybody's technically dead and kind of fake, then she's technically alone in reality.
Let's split up here. I'm going to check on what's happening with the Spina. You know how it is. There's some things you just need to be there for yourself.
You still have energy for that, Navia? Paimon's already beat!
Just head back to the Fleuve Cendre and have a rest then. Thanks for keeping me company all this time.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work today. Rest well, everyone. Traveler, I will go talk to Farina tomorrow morning to ask about the stone slates.
Does she even know?
I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office. I will share the results of our discussion with you.
Alright, see you tomorrow.
Are you really gonna talk to her about this directly? Will that be a problem? Paimon's getting a little scared now that it's come to this.
She has long been harboring secrets, and will not give them up easily, which makes it all the more my duty to ensure that she understands the present situation.
Alright, we'll leave it in your hands then. You're probably the best person to talk to her anyway.
I will be carefully considering my words tonight.
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house at the Fleuve Cendre is always open to you, as ever. So please don't think you're an imposition. All right. I'll be on my way then.
Oh, okay. I guess I get pulled right back into...
We're finally back!
Yeah, to Spinderosa.
Welcome back. We've got a special menu prepared for you two tonight.
Yay! And there's good food too! No, the boss is the best.
You did great as well, Paimon.
Ooh, desserts! Nice! These are all Paimon's! Paimon's already starting to forget what happened today.
Wait, Mona's here?
That voice. Is that who I think it is?
I definitely wouldn't have expected her to show up here.
Huh?
Why is she here?
It's you two. What are you doing in Fontaine?
Mona?
Lady Majestus, do the stars not tell you that we might meet here?
Seriously, nobody just uses a scry glass whenever they've got time to just see who they'll meet on the road.
Still, we didn't expect to see you here. Wait, you're not a Fontanian, are you, Mona?
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a hotel in the city. I was just out for a stroll when I bumped into you. Quite unexpectedly, if I might add. Why did you think I was from Fontaine, though? Is that because Magistus doesn't sound much like a Mondstatter surname?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Well, I used to have my own surname, which was, well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me as her disciple that the first step to being a great astrologist's pupil was to change that name. There was nothing for it, really. She really is amazing at astrology, so I changed my name to what it is now according to her wishes. To my surprise, however, Magistus is not the name of some ancient house or clan.
It isn't?
Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surnames, it generally just means great.
Wow! Imagine including a boast in your name. Wait, are you gonna have to put that into your genealogy as well?
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well, if I were to take one.
And may I ask what your master's name is?
Astromancer Barbeloth Trismegistus.
Whoa, that's a long one. Does it also mean great or something?
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers is, in plain speech, the thrice-as-great Scholar of the Stars. Just take it as a title specific to astrologists.
Thrice as great? That's so petty.
Yeah.
Right? That's just how she is. She used to call herself Magistus, actually, but when she took me in, she changed her name to Trismegistus.
Guess she just didn't want it to be in Mona's level.
Talk about excessive.
Yeah.
Magistus is thus the calling card of our school, so to speak, which makes it about the same as a surname. It's all right if you don't get it. You can look into it further should you need to study astrology more deeply.
How about Triple Strength Traveler or Triple Appetite Paimon?
That sounds terrible! But anyway, you're not Fontanian, are you, Mona? You're from Mondstadt, right?
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes. My parents migrated to Dornman Port, and I traveled with the old hag for a while, after which I settled down in Mondstadt City.
Oh, that's a good thing then. At least we know you won't be dissolved by Fontaine's waters.
Speaking of that, I'm sure you're aware that a bunch of things have happened here in Fontaine, right? I know you're not a local, but I'd avoid getting too close to any water that looks strange all the same. There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean.
Did you come to Fontaine because of the prophecy, Mona?
That was the main reason, yes. Just a while back, the Steambird invited me to take part in a panel and speak about the circulation of the prophecy as an astrologist. The invitation was sent quite early on. I don't think anyone expected Fontaine to be in this much trouble.
What do you make of that prophecy, Mona? Just tell us what you think as an astrologist. Your word would go a long way to make things more certain and less scary.
What I can tell you is that I'm an astrologist, and that this prophecy concerns the fate of Fontaine, even that of all Tevat. Ascertaining this is akin to reading the fortune of the whole world. I'm afraid that this is not something that just anyone can do. If I could do it, you would no longer call me an astrologist, but a visionary. But on the flip side, the prophecy is so huge and powerful that it must surely come from a powerful visionary. Its contents involve the fate of the world. Disregarding it would be a mistake.
A visionary? Sounds really powerful and all, but does such a person really exist?
Of course. The old hag could do it, and I'd bet there are others amongst those Hexenzirkel colleagues of hers who could do something similar.
I need to ascertain the accuracy of the prophecy. Could you help me get in touch with your master?
Huh? Are you sure? All right, I'll help you. It isn't often that I see you with such a serious look on your face. I'll tell you once I hear back from her.
Thanks, Mona. You're amazing as always.
Oh, well, this is something only I can do after all. So yes, your praises are quite welcome.
That's the greatest of astrologists for you! Of all the people we know, you know the star's the best!
Indeed, indeed. That's the spirit.
Oh, sorry. I came to see what all the commotion was about. If there's anything you need, do not hesitate to inform the Spina di Rosula.
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business now. If I receive any news, I'll be sure to come find you two again.
And there she goes, quick as rushing water. And here we are with the Spina guy giving us suspicious looks.
Well, we were making a ruckus. Try to keep it down next time, Paimon.
If Paimon hadn't spoken for you, it'd be you getting all the weird looks. Huh. The things Paimon does for you.
Alright. Thanks, Paimon.
That's more like it.
Get some nice, good sleep.
Good morning. To be honest, Paimon's still feeling kind of sleepy. But it's time to get up, Traveler. We agreed to go see Novelette, so let's pack it up and get going.
To Novelette's office. I think I could probably cover one more section of the story. It is getting late, but it is kind of early to kind of call it as well, so we'll do a little bit more. Haven't meet Refrain yet. I thought she would appear a little bit more earlier. I think she would be the person most panicked about the situation. So the one thing about this whole prophecy thing is, I'm also kind of wondering whether it's something the Vtui might have made up. The reason why I say that is, given how the Fatui is, if they made up a story like this, they'd have a lot to gain from the people from Fontaine. Yeah, they would have. There would be so many ways for them to kind of take advantage of the situation. So it definitely makes me wonder what is really valid.
Is something wrong?
Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina, they seem to have gotten into a dispute. Please go see for yourself.
What?
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not? Look at this. This is a list of the victims from the recent Poisson incident.
You mean... they're all...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again.
Oh, he's mad.
I will say this once more. You must tell me everything you know.
I don't think she knows anything, though. That might be the problem.
Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson. Do you know anything about those?
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't know anything about that. But you found them in some ancient ruins, you say?
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 feature different images that seem to correlate to the prophecy.
The prophecy?
And here's the thing. If the Fatui knew about the ruins ahead of time, they could have destroyed the very first one and made up the prophecy from that alone, right? And they probably already knew about the water being able to dissolve people, so they kind of know how to kind of play it to make it seem like the water is rising and making people disappeared. I mean, it is kind of happening, but if they were kind of responsible for what just happened, it would explain for a lot of things, right?
The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky, as if confessing something. Do you know nothing of this either?
I don't. I've never seen such slates.
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin. If anyone would know about it, it should be you.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it really so strange that I know nothing? I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry. I just don't have anything to tell you.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but I have long known of your various secret investigations into certain matters. There are several indications that you have been investigating the prophecy on the sly. This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But it is strange that you should also claim to not know any of Egeria's secrets, as well as do nothing following your inquiries. You have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet, your behavior is very inconsistent.
So you've been watching me all this time, have you? I didn't think you were that type.
You...
Well, since you know about my secret investigations, then you should know I'm actually working to take care of it. There's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. You should be following my lead.
Just trust in me. You're Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly convince yourself to or not. It'll all turn out fine. That's all I have to say. We do not discuss this matter again. Oh, the opera's about to start. Toodles!
You just show her a brave face. Yeah, she might be bluffing.
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her. She was smiling. She didn't seem in the mood to care if we were listening in or not.
He seems deeply troubled.
I assume you've been outside for a while now?
Oh, you noticed. Seems Farina didn't even realize we were here.
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion reached impasses time and again, a state of affairs that we cannot allow to continue. Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for understanding, so why did she keep refusing to engage?
I'm afraid questions alone might not suffice. We need to make her understand how dire the situation actually is.
Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. The issue is her attitude. I fear that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely forced to. We may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but to speak.
Oh? Like what?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have the Hydro Archon experience just such a scenario.
But Farina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions. How do we make sure that she won't just slip away at the first chance she gets?
We will need to consider this thoroughly, join forces with various parties, and then do what we can. If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but we must prevent the prophecy from coming to pass. This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god possesses is too precious, and so we must take a chance on this.
In that case, we will need help. But, you know, the first question I would ask if I was actually in here in the situation was, when did all these rumors of this prophecy started? Was it something that started way long ago, or is it something that just happened recently? That's something that we haven't been told, right? Because I think the first time we heard about it was from Lenny, which again is from the Vtui, and if the Vtui is making it up and, you know, telling it to their people, I'm not surprised that they're the ones spreading it. But yeah, so far I haven't really found out whether this is just something that's been around for a while or just recent.
But who will lend us their aid to do such a thing?
Oh, I think I know who to call. Oh. Ah.
Well, that's everyone, huh?
I'm guessing we're using Navia to kind of accuse the Hydro Archon for failing to protect her people. Right?
Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster, so it's presently devoid of people. That naturally makes it the best choice.
Oh, I guess Lenny and Lynette would be good too. They would probably want to be involved with this.
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most natural thing in the world, huh?
That's what families should do. Sit and enjoy a leisurely time together.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Me? No, I don't think I can.
Yeah, he's a bit too shy.
Then, how about you, good sir?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber as it is in court.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonderful, the spotlight at last. I guess I'll be facilitating things from here.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, Corenda's here too?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, our friend here, the Traveler, has brought us together to discuss something. As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
Oh, how intriguing.
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Chlorand, and used on the spot. So, let's invite her to explain in detail. A round of applause, please.
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy oratory tricks to impress your boss with in the future.
I see. And what does my boss say?
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
This is quite the all-star team.
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I recall. Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before. Does that count?
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, they did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus. Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly, so the hunters have blended back into society, taking up arms in other lines of work. They even left a unique methodology of hunting in their wake. A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Pigeons and rabbits will see the bait and naturally enter the snare. Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry, so you can count on our techniques.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinates mentioned that you even performed some magic for the bawling children.
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker if I do say so myself.
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach. That's the kind of method I would count on.
Calm and steady. Exactly the kind of person who would catch loads of fish.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice, and such. When placed in the forest, they can attract others of their kind.
We trying to catch the Hydra Archon? I thought we were going to do some kind of trial here.
I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all the way to the trap.
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
If I was, like, I'm just somehow imagining them, like, place a bunch of cake around a very large box and just, like, when the Hydra Archon goes underneath the box, they just, like, flip it down. Obviously, that's not going to fool her, would it?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, without the use of any such tricks. But I do have one more question for you, monsieur. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey. A more gentle trap would be ideal.
Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't necessarily change the containment device and the type of implement we need. If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why's that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
So are we going hunting together?
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters. It kinda works, but maybe it's still not the best metaphor.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
That's right.
Oh, so that's what's going on. Sounds very interesting.
Oh, so they don't know why they're here yet. We just asked them to come here for a meeting, but we didn't tell them that we're here to catch the Hydra Archon. Oh, I guess I should read this. Usually it disappears too quickly. Corendo's hunting metaphor was just that, a metaphor. You would not call this a hunt because it is not what you should do at the present, nor has the relationship between you and Farina reached such a dire stage. Yeah, if she's gonna stand trial and be accused and stuff of that, she will definitely she would be there, right? She wouldn't just run away. What you need is simply the secret she is keeping. Attempting to take her secrets is an act of sacrilegious disrespect, but must be done to prevent Fontaine from sinking into the waters as foretold in the prophecy. There is neither hunter nor prey, but there must be a trap. That is what you would need. Am I not at the base already? Oh, the other base, not this one. They also reset it. Already reset for the day already, so... Missions and everything all came back. How much, Oh, I even have enough to kind of burn some resin. I'm debating whether I could do this one. I think I could do this next part. Yeah, just one more part left. Yeah, this definitely will have to be the last one. I'm like, yeah, it'll be fine. It'll probably be fine.
It's been a tough few days, hasn't it? So much has been happening.
Those meetings sure did not make me hungry. I said did not, but it sure did make me hungry.
Paimon didn't think the meetings would go on for so long, but everyone seemed pretty fired up, huh? Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but everyone else just looked a little surprised.
Do you feel more confident after the meeting, Paimon?
Well... It's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. But with you around, Paimon sure will do great. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you? Huh?
Is something wrong?
Did you just pour some tea? Paimon didn't notice you doing that at all.
No, I didn't.
Then what's that? Paimon's never seen that cup before?
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea. I merely refrained from saying anything till now.
Who's this?
Who's that voice? But there's no one here.
Ah, have you forgotten me already?
Wait, you are familiar. You're the voice we heard from the sky in Sumeru.
The voice from the sky, I fear that description is wrong. Though, not completely wrong.
I don't remember this. It's been so long. If it's all the way back in Sumeru, maybe even last year.
You're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. I sensed that confusion and thus came to you. Guiding people is an irresistible hobby of mine, after all.
Who are you? And what do you want with us?
Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim.
Is it part of the... what would you call it? The Seven Witches? The group that Alice is part of? Friend's disciple. So this is one of the friends of Mona's master. The unique end of the Hexenschurgel. Yeah, so I am talking about the right group. Allow me to ask you, will Fontaine's prophecy come true?
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future.
What? Then is there any way we can stop it?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Teyvat so easily be changed?
There is again. Fate. Can there really be no exception?
Ah, so you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
Is this... are we doing the whole Steins Gate thing right here? For people who is... this might be spoilers for Steins Gate, but sometimes you gotta have the full and have, you know, things that were perceived actually happen. Even, like, as long as it happens in that person's eyes, like, looks the same thing, even though it's not the same. Man, I'm just picking riddles for you guys, huh? But basically, you have to have the prophecy happen, but also happen in a way that it fits the result you want. A result where people won't all dissolve, right? In this case. But they do need to somehow appear like they're all dissolved, then that's good enough.
What is she talking about? It all sounds really impressive and important and stuff, but it also sounds kind of scary.
The tea in the teacup is just about gone as well. Well, she's been drinking the tea this whole time.
I believe that you understand, right? Some things are insignificant, but others you must reach out to change. Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Teyvat's future. All you need to do is to play your part. This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality. Well, that'll be all for today.
The voice. It's gone.
Mage N. Is this the clue you're leaving for us?
I want to hear someone talking. All right, coming.
Getting more diligent, Paimon.
Hey, it's you who's getting lazy, okay?
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Oh, she's back with news already. I kind of thought she would just appear somewhere at the end of this whole quest line. And kind of give us the truth. How have you been these past few days?
Fine, just fine. I went to take part in that Steambird panel. It turned out to be more interesting than I expected. Not all Fontainians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and waiting for the end to come would be wrong, and that they should make their own rescue preparations. I agreed, so we had a brief chat with her.
Did she have pink hair by any chance?
Why, yes! It was Charlotte. You remember her, right? That daredevil journalist? I'm in full support of her view. Prophecies are very important, but how can people allow their lives to be commandeered by just a few words?
That's right! Paimon's glad to hear something sensible for once.
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't reach the old hag. I'll try again tonight, but I wouldn't get your hopes up.
Actually, someone already came over.
Huh?
Tell more about your mysterious guest.
Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
I believe she came to pass a message to us.
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold if you ask Paimon. Most people would believe the gods to be all-knowing, right?
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times. She said that N's sense of direction is incredible, and that she loves guiding those who are lost. But I've never met her, and if she were still alive, she'd be... well, suffice it to say that the hag's at least a few hundred now, and N's been around for longer than that.
Whoa, the Hexen Circle sounds like a scary group. But they must really stay in shape to live so long.
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to see you personally, then the problem you're facing must truly be of great importance.
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand anything she said.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but I suspect she means that there is still a way to turn things around. She didn't say when or what that would be, though, so... perhaps it is something that you cannot know right now.
True, her words were meant to be a helpful hint. But when will we realize their value and meaning? I mean, I kind of have already, right? At least I think I do. I guess another way I can interpret it is if you think about magic trick, like say a magic trick where you make something disappear, it may be just, oh, it's really magic, right? And someone did disappear. But what you don't see was what happens in the background to actually make it appear like they disappear. So that's the trick. If you could make it appear as if everybody kind of dissolved and Reno's alone, you succeeded the prophecy, but in reality, it's just a trick, right? And maybe there's a way to get everybody safe somehow instead of having it really happen where they really disappear. But yeah, I think that's the trick that she's trying to hint us to kind of do. And having Lenny around, part of what really helped, right? Is that the best answer that my question could have gone?
Traveler, Paimon, are you two all right?
Oh, we're fine. We're just a little down right now. It kind of feels like the end is coming, you know?
I see. I feel that same sense of desperation, too. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far as I have seen, it cannot be swayed. But even so, I still hope for and believe in miracles. Astrology is eternal and rational, but fate may not be. It is cruel, but it can also be beautiful. Perhaps that's what N was trying to tell you. Not to lose heart, and to believe that what you are seeing playing out before you is not yet set in stone. I did originally think of steering clear of all this, but I couldn't. Even if this is all futile, I still wish to help everyone. If we don't struggle to the last, then how can we face the end when it comes?
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go, talking about astrological principles again. Sorry about that. The moment I start talking about work-related stuff. I need to get going.
Oh, don't worry about it, Mona, and thank you.
It was worth trying to comfort you, even if only a little. I believe that you'll help those who are struggling in the same way I did. I suppose that might be why we always seem to meet by coincidence.
Paimon feels kinda moved by what Mona said. But also kinda sad, too. Hey, Traveler. Paimon suddenly feels like going outside for a walk. Let's go. Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
I was hoping it'd be shorter, like, end right here, but I can't exactly go here safely if I stop here, so I'll just continue a little bit more. It seems like we just are doing some kind of investigation, information gathering, and then this section of the quest should be finished and move on to the next part. Eventually, there'll be a big trial for Farina.
Huh? Our names are written in this newspaper. What's going on?
Maybe we're famous?
Let Paimon see! The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Meripede, has continued in its noble autonomy, but that does not mean that others cannot interact with it. My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little fruit. Huh. Guess Charlotte still hasn't given up on that. Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this report, a blonde adventurer with their white fairy legends trailing in their wake. It is said that this mysterious traveler once visited the underwater fortress. So while the fortress's interior remains a mystery behind closed doors, do not fear, for the tales of the traveler contain surprises in spades. Journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet, the Traveler's Trail, World Walker. Huh. Charlotte took so many awesome photos of us and we never even noticed her. She hasn't been able to get a hold of anything at the fortress, so since we're easier to find, she's using us as the subject matter instead?
That sure seems to be the case.
Ugh, seriously? Well, fine. Those headlines and photos do look cool, so Paimon will forgive her this time.
Continue moving forward. It's weird. It's just a random walk right now.
We're here! Paimon's hungry. Should we go in and get something to eat?
Let's go in here.
Hey, quick! Look! That's the limited edition only 16 slices a day cake!
Thought she's gonna be like, oh, that's somebody important that we know. Nope, it's cake. It hasn't already sold out for the day?
It was so delicious the last time we tried it! Despite the tense situation we were in, let's give it another go! Paimon's sure it'll be great!
Can't let anyone get ahead of us.
One slice of cake, please.
Someone showed up after all! Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It seems Monsieur Neuvillette was right. You really can eat.
Wait, did he really say something like that?
That's right. Even he has his own preferences when it comes to food. As for me, I love the cake and coffee here.
Do you come here often?
So random.
Usually every day.
Every day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work. I shall have my cake and coffee.
Is that weird?
What if someone told you one day that this place would be closing soon, and you wouldn't get to eat cake here anymore? What would you think?
But why would it close?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but maybe the waters will rise tomorrow. You know, like in the prophecy.
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No. Still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep me from having some today. No. It's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call living, you know.
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go?
Yeah, I guess life does just go on.
Are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being sad.
Oh, you know Sijuin?
I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans.
Oh.
She said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily, yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them delicious food. So please try the cakes here.
Villains are always optimistic, aren't they?
I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right? Bye.
They're always so happy.
And there she goes. All right, let's dig in. Paimon's sure this cake will be delicious. It's more delicious than last time, and the flavor gets even better with a sip of tea. It sure would be nice if we could come again tomorrow. Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
Yeah, that would be nice. Time to leave the hotel after eating cake. I can't imagine this is all part of the main story. Just going in to random hotel to eat cake.
Oh, we're near the Steambird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
I don't even feel like I'm in the Archon quest right now. What is this that I'm in?
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Oh, have you seen the article I wrote about you?
Ha! You've got some nerve! You just used us to make some quick mora!
Can we negotiate a profit split?
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It appears you didn't receive it, though. It's all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
Really? Oh, you're the best!
Well, she knows how to bribe Paimon.
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, you'd be in trouble now, you know.
Oh, Paimon knows you're not like that.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
When Mona mentioned you, we thought of coming to see you at work.
I see. It seems you've already bumped into Mona here in Fontaine. So she mentioned me? What did she say?
She said that you're a real daredevil of a journalist.
Nice. In which case, can this daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive interview with the legendary Traveler and Paimon?
Huh? So your article in the paper today doesn't count?
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography. What I'd like to do is dive deeper and ask you to talk about the things you've seen and experienced.
You seriously want to interview me?
Yeah, are we even qualified enough?
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it. But not right now, of course. I'll need a few days to prepare.
Oh, in that case, we'll just chat when you have the time then?
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for lighting, a venue, some props, and
Whoa, so fancy.
so much to get done now. Talk to you later.
Did you think it was going to be that serious of an interview?
Still got a question for you.
And what's that?
If, just for example, Fontaine were to be flooded tomorrow, what would you do today?
Huh. That's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? I mean, I do hear about it often, but I've never once thought that the day could be tomorrow. If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily. From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, it might be better just to behave like normal rather than worry over such an end. So in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit sad, but I've always believed that it's best to do what you enjoy. Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still successfully finish an exclusive interview with a truly unique person, then the story I would wind up writing would truly be timeless. And then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write that story, send it for printing, and use messenger pigeons to get copies out to the various nations as soon as possible. I'm not a dreamer, nor am I a workaholic, but I do love my job, and I'd be proud of leaving such an article behind. I guess you could say that I was born to be a journalist.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my answer. And on that note, I'll get back to my preparations.
Yeah, that's dedication.
That's so nice. All of a sudden, Paimon actually kinda envies her. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we?
That's a random place to go to, Paimon. What will we find there?
The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing combo, huh? Paimon's been thinking.
Yes?
If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Teyvat that would be destroyed tomorrow, where would we go and what would we do? No, Paimon should ask, if you could choose, what would you like to do?
If I could choose, huh? It's just like Charlotte said, suddenly trying to consider what to do is pointless.
We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things. We didn't have to either, with us always being on the road and whatnot.
Until that moment comes, I think I'll just keep journeying on.
You mean, still traveling?
Yes. Cherishing every single moment that I have to look upon this world.
Huh. Wait, isn't that what we've always been doing?
Banter goes back and forth between the two of you as time slips by. As night falls, you return to your accommodations and end the busy day. The next few days are just as calm. Charlotte comes to find you and conducts the interview in Spina de Ruza's safe house at the Fleuve Kendere? Navia, having finished her business in Poisson, even drops by to take a photo with the two of you. All goes well.
Feels like you'll grow mold if you stay here long enough. But it's still better than the Fortress of Mirapede, that's for sure. It's not only damp there, but salty too.
Ah, so the two of you are still here. Wonderful.
Oh, you're from the Palais Mermonia, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to look for you two before. I heard that afterward you went to the Fortress of Mirapede.
So are you under the impression that we might be wanted criminals?
Not at all. I'm well aware that you're friends of his. Actually, I'm here to pass along a message from him.
Did something happen?
Yes, inside the Opera House. The Maréchaussée Phantom has declared the incident a small-scale riot.
A riot?
Well, that said, I don't personally think it was that serious. Lady Farina was watching a performance at the Opera House, and while she was resting during an intermission, some other audience members suddenly started harassing her, loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy crisis. And before she could respond, others started to join in. The crowd continued to grow, and protests against the Hydro Archon started to break out.
So people have started to put the blame on Farina. Guess they finally found an outlet for the pressure they've been under due to the prophecy.
I agree. People will naturally rely on gods, as is customary. But the moment people feel threatened, gods are also the first to be blamed.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it?
So what happened after that? Is Farina okay?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of control and that further argument was pointless, she claimed that she'd gotten tired of this and left in a hurry. The Maréchaussée Phantom had their hands full maintaining order and did not catch where Lady Farina had gone. Only when things had stabilized did we realize that she had gone missing.
So, you mean she's still missing?
That's right. The Maréchaussée has dispatched many people to search for her, but we don't have any leads yet. That said,
Not
I
good.
don't think there's much to worry about. She is a god after all. Even if she were to fall into the hands of rioters, what could ordinary people do to her?
I understand the situation.
Good. Monsieur Nervillette sent me to tell you about the situation, but he didn't say anything else.
Don't worry, this is more than enough to go on. Thanks for keeping us informed.
Ah, is that so? Well, all right then. In that case, you two take care. I'll be heading back to the Palais now.
Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Poisson then.
Sure caught on quickly.
If we know Farina, she won't try to fix things in this situation. Instead, she'll look for a place to wait out the heat. And as we also know, she may be loud and dramatic, but she doesn't have a heart of stone. When Nervillette was talking to her in the Palais Mermonia, and she heard about Poisson, she couldn't hide her sadness and remorse. It would be hard for her to ignore being accused by the public today. Paimon thinks Farina's probably taken the opportunity to slip away to Poisson and try to relieve the sense of guilt that she's feeling. Huh. Well, what do you think? Paimon knows the answer, of course, but Paimon can do the analysis to back it up too. Cool, huh?
I see. Becoming a detective's done you some good. Looks like those detective novels have had an effect on you.
In that case, there's not a moment to lose. Poisson, here we come!
Hey, we finished this section of the quest. And we have to find Farina and Poisson. That's a place that I don't go to often, so I think it's safe to say that this is a good stopping point. And it looks like we'll be meeting Farina next in the next part of the story. I do want to comment a couple things about the story so far. But yeah, if I'm right about how things are going, that the prophecy could be fake by the Fatui. They're just trying to use it to kind of turn the people on Fontaine against the Archon, right? And doing the fake thing in Poisson, or not really fake, it's a real event that happened. But if they initiated that just to start this whole thing up, then it seems like it's working to some extent, right? And turning all her friends against her. But that's just a little theory. Technically, it could be a real thing, and maybe the Fatui are actually trying to help out. But that seems such a crazy thought, right? Because even the Fatui, what they have done in all the other nations that we've seen so far. But we'll see how the story will turn out the next time I play Genshin. So again, tomorrow I will be most likely we'll be covering Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, tomorrow with Tomoe and Jay. So if you guys are excited to see us continue our campaign, then I'll see you guys tomorrow. As for Genshin, most likely the next time I cover Genshin will be on Tuesday of next week. If I was trying to predict how the weekend will occur, Saturday is usually when I kind of try to take a little break and catch up on things that I might be behind on that I can't cover on stream. And Sunday, will most likely we might try Phasmophobia again. Maybe. We'll see how that goes. Most likely. And Monday we might be covering Baldur's Gates again. That's to be determined. But if it turns out that, you know, Tomoe and Jay are too busy on Monday, then I might cover Genshin instead on Monday. Or may just take a break. But like if everything happens how I predicted, then most likely the next time I continue Genshin will be on Tuesday. And hopefully by then most people are ahead of me and not behind me in the story, because I know some people are probably avoiding my stream because they haven't done the story themselves yet and they're waiting for a weekend for themselves to try it. But yeah, we'll see how this all ends up next week. I'm excited to kind of see what happens, but I guess I'm just gonna have to hold it in throughout the whole weekend. Yeah, and at least I'm able to get able to do the weekly boss, because Jay did unlock it and we kind of did it together already, so I already know what the weekly boss is. So I was like thinking of doing the weekly boss solo earlier, but I guess I don't really need to this time around. Oh, just got my commission done for today. Hey, Martini. It's going to end? What's going to end? Oh yeah, you're talking about my stream gonna end? Yeah, my stream's gonna end soon. You caught the very tail end of it. But, I mean, when I end, you definitely can catch the VOD if you want to watch it from beginning to the end. But, yeah, today's story so far has been, it's been kind of sad. I was not expecting it to kind of happen the way it did. And I'm throwing a lot of theories around on what's going on, but it's still, there still needs to be a lot more conclusive evidence to kind of back those theories I have. But yeah, we'll see in the future how it all goes. But anyways, I think this is the point where I should go ahead and end it. So yeah, I need to get some sleep tomorrow. For tomorrow. So alright. For those who are still there watching this stream right now, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys later. Have a good night. NoukonNeko signing out. Bye bye.